Alan, Wasalan, and I want to shukran you for coming in and viewing our daily bread this morning. You're with the nasty pastor, and look, I'm gonna go and get into this because it's a good one. This one is talking about getting rid of baggage. You understand what I'm saying? Getting rid of baggage. You know, it comes from out of Genesis, 33:1-11. And it starts off like, in college, I studied William Shakespeare writing a semester. The class writing for a semester. The class required a giant textbook containing everything Shakespeare had ever written. The book weighed several pounds and I had to carry it for hours at a time. Lugging that weight around caused my back to hurt, and it eventually broke a metal fastener on my book bag. How many of y'all had that happen? How many of y'all had that happen? I would say elementary school, we could leave our books in the desk because we had assigned seats. Middle school was more like an open dorm, but we had lockers. So, I did have a book bag, but there was books that I left because, heavy. You got what I'm saying? Very heavy on a person's back. Some of them books was real thick. You got what I'm saying? So I took home what was needed for homework. You see what I'm saying? Or what I took home that I feel I needed to catch up on. Because sometimes I had to catch up work. You know what I mean? I had to go into some things, relook over some things, or I had to let's say I probably got a low grade or I failed a test, and I could go home, restudy, get the right answer, and they'll fix my grade. You got what I'm saying? They may give me a grade up. You know what I'm saying? So all my teachers weren't bad, but my point is this right here: the person writing this, speaking this, them textbooks was heavy. You know what I mean? Some things are just too heavy for us to carry. Emotional baggage from past hurt. You hear that? Do you hear it? Emotional baggage from past hurt. Remember I said you gotta let go, right? Now if you go over to my platforms of my readings of the Fall of America, the Genesis readings, not the Revelations reading, but the On Isis and Osiris reading, the Stolen Legacy reading, you see the little wooden plaques on the back in my background. One of them said let go, right? Let go of that. You know what I mean? There was a time I had to explain to the wife I don't jump into relationships. I don't get out of a relationship and go jumping back into a relationship. I have to digress some things. I have to really let some things go, really look back at my mistakes, not so much the person I'm with mistakes, but look back at my mistakes and really, try to, fix that while I'm on this little break from dealing with women. You got what I'm saying? And, dealing with an intimate, a woman you're going to be intimate with. You know what I mean? And some of these relationships I've been in, I did carry that baggage in because I never gave them the chance of me trusting them. You got what I'm saying? Off the top, I was like, this so easy to get, every time the phone rings, it's a dude. You got what I'm saying? And instead of me just sitting back, allowing them to show themselves when Amun was gonna let me see them for who they are. You know what I mean? That asking, how to put it, that insecurity you're letting show, it don't do nothing but make them more slicker. You got what I'm saying? That's all it does. You feel me? But God wants us to have freedom through forgiving people and, when possible, reconciling with them. The deeper the pain, the longer this may take. That's okay. It took many years for Esau to forgive Jacob for stealing his birthright and blessings. When the two finally reunited, Esau graciously forgave his brother and even embraced him. Not a word was exchanged before they both burst into tears. Over time, Esau had let go of the anger that made him consider murder. And all those years gave Jacob the chance to see the magnitude of how he'd harmed his brother. He was humble and respectful throughout the reunion. In the end, both brothers came to the place where neither required anything from the other. It was enough to forgive and to be forgiven and walk away free from the heavy baggage of the past. Now, I've touched on some things about, baggage, you know what I mean? There's a song I put out, where I was saying that, I'm lifting my weight up. You feel what I'm saying? So I was basically explaining, everything negative in my life, everything that I felt that I've allowed to pull me down, I'm getting away from it. You got what I'm saying? You have that. You feel what I'm saying? So you got to learn to let go of things. You have to learn to, how to put this, I give you a prime, current in the now incident, I keep telling dudes stay away from a kid, and I ain't gonna keep talking to him too much more. You got what I'm saying? But most people that are in that moment of anger would take it out on somebody else. You got what I'm saying? So after me and him had our little words and stuff, there are women around me. I'm going back to my apartment, and there are women in the elevator, there are women in the hallways, they're speaking, they're talking. I'm being just as kind. You feel what I'm saying? Just as kind to them. You wouldn't have figured that I just been in a heated argument. You got what I'm saying? And I've learned throughout my life, my 54 years of living, that's one thing that is true about me. I don't take my anger that someone else put, help fuel in me out on others. You feel what I'm saying? After I'm done with you, I don't let it go. After I done said what I said, whether we fight it out, shoot it out, cut it out, or just talk it out, I let it go right then and there. You got what I'm saying? I don't keep on dwelling on that. That got to go. You know what I mean? For real, if he's a man, he should understand and he should come apologize. If he don't want to apologize, then please don't ever let me see it. You feel what I'm saying? And to get back to where I was at the beginning of this, talking about how I am in these relationships, you know what I mean? The wife that was already, you got what I'm saying, had looked at me as a man that's going to cheat on her, lie to her, not provide for her. And I did show her wrong, but that didn't help. That didn't help none, because her mind made up that men ain't, you got what I'm saying? Men ain't nothing. So the past men in her life, if you let her tell it, every man has hurt her feelings. You feel me? Every man she have been with have hurt her. So at the time when she was speaking all this stuff to me, you know what I mean? I was just sitting there like, okay, but what did you really do for the dynamic, for the peace, for the harmony in your relationship to change? I just can't believe it just all on the man. I can't believe that. I didn't wake up yesterday. I'm not 5 years old. I'm not a little baby listening. You got what I'm saying? I've been out here. I've dealt with many women with many different attitudes and ways that they look at life. And knowing what I know, you got what I'm saying? A lot of us don't want to let go. A lot of us can't let go. A lot of us want to feel pain. You got what I'm saying? They want to look at men that way because they don't ever want their feelings hurt again. They don't ever want to go through that emotional pain again. But who does it hurt in the end? Who does it hurt in the end? Who? You. You got what I'm saying? You. You sit there, you stressed out. You sit there, you meet a man that is able to provide for you emotionally, financially, and sexually, and you still can't believe that you have something good. You feel me? Because see, when you see that man, You don't see nothing but the men of your past that have hurt your feelings. So I say to you this right here, you better go and let some things go. You got what I'm saying? Let a lot of it go. Leave your past in your past. Move on. And you know, if you've really been keeping up with me, whether these are my readings or whether these are just my daily posts, I said a long time ago, why go backwards? Because that ain't the same woman I left. I'm not the same man when I left. I've changed. I've elevated. Now, whether or not that woman has elevated, whether or not that woman have took a spiral down, that woman is still not the same woman I've known. You feel what I'm saying? And most of these women I've dated, you know what I mean, I probably would have went back if it was a week. You feel what I'm saying? I ain't going back after a year. I ain't going back after 3 months, to be honest with you. Even for real, after a month, I might not go back. It depends on how the dynamic was in our relationship. You feel what I'm saying? If it was something that I basically done and and you know what I mean, we both called it quits right then and there, yeah. It's not giving you a second chance, it's giving me a second chance. You got what I'm saying? So yeah, I would go back. But we talking about years. You feel what I'm saying? We talking about years away from this woman. I can't do that. You feel what I'm saying? You're not the same woman that I fell in love with, that I wanted to be with, that I wanted to share the rest of my life with. You're just not. You feel me? So look, you've been with the nasty pastor. And before I leave, I want to remind you of this. You know, we are in the 1,000 years of Satan's reign. We have only covered 24 years so far, which means that we have about 900, get me, 976 years to go. Hopefully I live that long. Hopefully you live that long. Hopefully a lot of us live that long to keep battling Satan. And this is Satan's last straw. You feel me? This is Satan's last run at corrupting a multitude of Amun's children. You feel me? Wake up. You got what I'm saying? Let some things go. Yes, it get lonely. You feel what I'm saying? But let some things go. Yes. Jimmy, Bob, Jerry, Jane, Jack, Jill, Pam, Sue, Lisa, all of them want you around. You got what I'm saying? All of them want you around. But what's the purpose of you being around? Figure that out first before you go around. I'd rather be lonely instead of being on a sale. I'd rather be lonely instead of being on drugs. I'd rather be lonely instead of out here just wasting my time with anyone. You feel me? You get what I'm saying? Wake up, get to know yourself. You feel what I'm saying?